Welcome to Retrobution, a series where I'll be looking at video games that fell by the wayside, became notorious for one reason or another, or gave us that nostalgic feeling all those years ago. Are they still up to the task, and do they deserve another chance? First up, Lester the Unlikely, a tale of infamous nerd rage. Quick story recap, Lester is trawling the docks, presumably for the same reason Prince Andrew trawls Pizza Expresses, and falls asleep on a loading pallet. Very exciting. He becomes an accidental stowaway. Pirates happen, or it sinks, whatever, insert your own narrative, whatever you want. It doesn't matter, and he has to get home. This is where the game begins and ends for most people that ever played it, partly thanks to my famous doppelganger. Lester starts out as a proper wet wipe. The AI makes him run off scared at random. This is what fundamentally defeats the whole object of being a platformer. He's frightened of crabs, turtles, eagles, bats, making YouTube videos that aren't just pickups, literally everything. Also hampering the game is you have to do pixel perfect jumps, and Lester also takes fall damage from the slightest height. None of this is really sounding fun, is it? Well, perhaps that's mostly what popular culture told you to believe on the internet. Yeah, Lester's primary kick attack looks like he's shit flicking. He sounds like an absolute Thomas. But sound permitting, which I will admit is pretty bad throughout the game. Let's have a look at the positives. How many 90s platformers had near rage-inducing timers? Lester doesn't. The game openly encourages the player to explore. This exploration rewards the player. There's hidden canteen health pickups dotted about, and also simple item A MacGuffin puzzles to location B to solve them. The L&R shoulder buttons on the controller allows for camera movement, so there's very rarely leaps of faith required. You can look around, you can take your time. This does assist with the stiff controls. A negative but a positive is Lester's animation. There's too much of it. This can slow movement, but he looks fantastic. Double animation duty for the programmers as well, as he goes from wimp to hero. It's like a coming-of-age story throughout the game. It just takes too long, with him noncing about at the beginning, and that's the part everybody picked up on. The game has a surprising amount of variety, from idyllic beaches, caves, jungles, a spooky burial ground with ghosts, even a pirate ship. It holds interest visually. And the gameplay has variety too. Lester tangles with a dirty, stinking ape, which, yeah, it is as basic as an argument with a Brexit knobhead on Twitter, but it adds a change of boss fight pace. Along with a rope-swinging chase from a cheetah, escaping a tribal village prison, and all-out murderising dozens, and I mean dozens of pirates. I mean seriously, the police need to be waiting on the shore for the Prince of Stab Island. There's plenty going on, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Lester's never going to win any awards. Hell, even I gave it 1 out of 5 stars in a certain SNES Ultimate Guidebook. But the whole point of this series is to look back on some of the more interesting would-be failures and glean a little bit of hope out of them. If you can get over the initial piss-poor setup, punishing difficulty, it is difficult, there's something to see here. Don't get me wrong, it isn't a quote-unquote good game, but it's got a sexy lady on the box, and let's be honest, that's all we needed in the 90s.